Nestled into the modern construct of Los Angeles County and adjacent to Cal State Long Beach is a 22-acre plot of land that if you were driving by, would think nothing of. But long before the university was founded or the city of Long Beach was incorporated, for thousands of years, this land has been known as Puvungna, the shared ancestral territory of the Tongva and Ahashiman nations, and it's in a fight for its life. I'm Mark Pan, and this is Tell a Better Story, a series that goes beyond the headlines to uncover the untold stories of everyday athletes who advocate for their community.
Well, a lot of things are not happening now, but I know in the future something's going to happen. You know, this land's not going to sit empty and idle forever. So there has to be a way that we can grab a piece of it and hang on forever. You know, I don't know how that's going to happen, but you know yourself, all this land is going to be covered sooner or later, something, because land is precious now.
Yeah. But the conservation easement, you know, it the settlement with the university, it protects 12 acres of the site. They can't build on this site forever.
I understand that. In August, I'm going to be 90 years old. And I've seen deals made with colleges, government. It sounded like it lasts forever, but they don't. You can get new management in this college and all of that, and they can change everything.
Yeah. Well, the next group of people are going to come and they're going to stand here.
Right. The stronger we get.
Yeah. That's why we have to tell them.
That's
and
right.
we're going to hand the baton to them, you know, and that's why it's so important that we keep doing this work.
That's why we're sitting here today.
That's why we're sitting here today.
We were introduced to Puvungna by Cheyenne Phoenix, a self-described urban native who shared her story of running and advocacy with us in 2022. In 2023, we worked together to help organize a prayer run at Puvungna to raise awareness and uplift all sacred sites. We return this year to dive deeper into the history of Puvungna and why it's so important to protect.
I'm just trying to even out the ground, make sure that the elders and the little ones and those that use wheelchairs can have access to the land. They don't trip or anything. So kind of even it out, flatten it out, smoothen it out. Every couple of months or couple of weeks, folks gather out here and come and just trim everything, make sure that the land is being nurtured and cared for. So the event on Sunday will be similar to last year. The intention will be similar, just to continue that prayer and intention of protecting Puvungna, uplifting other sacred lands and sacred sites throughout, like, you know, here in Southern California, but also other places.
It's not the entire 22 acres, but 12 acres of it is preserved forever, you know, into perpetuity. So this run, it's a prayer run, it's a ceremony, and our efforts are to continue to preserve the site.
No.
So let's go from Mary up to Rebecca. Anybody here wanting to run or walk with a staff? Please pick up a staff.
And we'll start off with the collective walk first to really ground everyone in the intention and the prayer of what we're doing here and the work and the advocacy. We usually like the youth and the young people, especially the children leading, will have prayer staffs with us, which are very sacred to us, and we hold them with us to help carry our intention and our prayer. and to signify like this is how we're all connected through the staff, and these are where our prayers are being carried and held. And those staffs have been on many runs, many prayer runs, many prayer walks, many ceremonies. Protect Puvungna! Protect Puvungna! Protect Puvungna! Protect Puvungna!
Understanding Native culture is to understand its connection to the land and the shared responsibility for future generations, not just for Native people, but for all people. This culture, passed down from one generation to the next for thousands of years, gets chipped away with every new land development or every sacred site lost to the modern world. The fight to protect Puvungna transcends just one 22-acre plot of land.
So my mother, when she was alive, she liked to sit over there under the tree, and we'd had our bear ceremonies and stuff. You know. She said, I want to sit over there. I said, get full of bugs over there. She says, I don't care. Because you do. But she used to love to come to our ceremonies here. We're at the Long Beach stage at a place called Puvungna, a sacred site to the Native American people of this area and different areas. It's good to be here today. Everything is nice and green as it should be at this time of year. It's a sacred site of the Native people from this area, not only the Hashiman, but the Tongva and the rest of the natives from around here. This used to be a gathering place. That's what Puvungna means, a gathering place. They say it was 500 and some acres, but I believe they went further than that. I believe it went clear to the river, clear to the ocean, maybe clear to the LA River. And in the old days, there wasn't boundaries like they are today. You know, they had markers. So, you know, and usually the markers, the river over there and the river over there. I think the sacred sites that are shared not only by Native people all over the world, they have no boundaries. If they're a strong sacred site, people will come from all over to be at that site. And I believe this site here is one of those that is known to the. I've met people here from Europe, from Japan, that come down because they heard that this was a sacred site. The story is this is the land of Puvungna. This is the land where our people were created. And our creation story from Chinishin, this is where we were created. We were made out of the white clay here. And I don't remember all the story, but that's the way that I understand that this became. If this exactly the spot, I don't know. It'll do for me.
Through my mother, I'm an Hashiman. Through my father, I'm a Yaqui. And both of them worked very diligently to preserve this site. Puvungna, like Lloyd was saying, it's our creation site. And two of our deities came to us at this place. The first deity was Wiut, and it was here that we were changed from a spiritual form to a physical form. And it wasn't just us, it was all of everything. It was all of the animals, all of the birds, all of the trees, all of the plants. We took a physical form here. And then after Wiut, there was another deity called Kinichinich. Kinichinich is also known as the lawgiver. And he told us the rules for living, the rules for how to get along with each other, you know, how to take care of our surroundings and how to be human beings. And so this place is very important, and our oral tradition tells us that, but there was also a father who was down at San Juan Capistrano. His name was Boscana, and so he recorded all of this in the early 1800s. It's one of the first ethnographic documentation of our people, or of any California Indian people. We've been working actively to take care of the land, and even like for the last 20 to 15 years, we've been caring for the land. We do ceremony here. Every fall we do our largest ceremony, but we gather here. You know, it's an important site to us, the Ahashman and Tongva people, but it's also important to many of the other people, like Lloyd was saying. People are drawn here. People say, oh, I heard there's a sacred site. I heard there's a place to pray. And then there are many Native Americans here in Los Angeles County who are from other places. And many elders say, you know, I'm from Oklahoma, but I can't go back to my site, my sacred site. I come to your place and I pray. So it's important to many people. But when my mother was here, my mother always would say, you know, this is important history because it's California history. We have the tie to the land as the indigenous people. We know that this is our creation site. We know that this is an important site. But this is California history. It's United States history, you know, and it deserves to be protected, cared for. And, you know, like in my lifetime, I've seen so much change. You know, I'd like to preserve this for the youth, you know, for the children that are coming behind us. In Native American cosmology, you know, like we're responsible for 7 generations. And we don't take that lightly. You know, we know that it's important. That's what motivates us to do this work. And so we're carrying this, you know, like a backpack, you know, for the future. And, you know, we've devoted our lives to it. Our tribes, we don't have reservations, because in the 1840s when the treaties were signed, they were hidden. You know, even at that time, you know, it was known that the land was too valuable to establish reservations. And so these little pieces, these little pieces of land that we have access to, these little sacred sites, become even more important, because it's a place where we can come and pray, socialize, which is really important, but also experience our culture.
The way Puvungna unites Native people well beyond the region and reaches across generations is purposeful, intentional, and central to who we all are. Put aside the scientific case for protecting our environment. What young people today understand from their elders is that saving the land is saving humanity. So tell me about your connection to this land.
Yeah, I would say it started when I was, so I was pretty much raised in this area, SoCal, Tongva land area, and then the territory nearby here is the shared site here, Ahashman territory. And yeah, I learned about the significance of the land. I learned about the battle in the 1990s from the elders that were sharing. They shared like beautiful songs. They shared just so many beautiful stories and words about the land that I was like, wow, I really would love to come to school here and learn more about the Native folks' traditional ways of living here and how Puvungna originally was before, you know, pre-colonization and before Cal State Long Beach was here. So that's what drew me in, was just those beautiful moments and the people and the prayers that were offered and how it was done. It just reminded me of how I was raised also with those prayers and the moments of family connection and the power of prayer that we hold as Native people, which is completely different than a religion or like a religious prayer and a religious thing. It's more of like higher power and spiritual connection that we all have our own beliefs in. So
that journey of finding Puvungna, being welcomed in, creating a connection, turned into advocating for the broader mission. So what was the moment or process through which you chose to not just be a part of the community, but really start to actively advocate for it?
Yeah, I would say it would be when the dumping happened.
Yeah.
Cal State Long Beach used Puvungna to rid of dirt, trash, and debris from a nearby construction site on
In
campus.
2019, while California Governor Gavin Newsom formally apologized for the state's history of violence, mistreatment, and neglect of Native Americans, Cal State Long Beach dumped nearly 6,400 cubic yards of construction debris onto Puvungna, sprayed pesticides, and drove heavy equipment across ceremonial areas. They desecrated the land, but also galvanized a community.
Thank you for protecting the lands. Now we're going to go in. All of you can follow, and we're going to put the staffs down.
The next song I'm going to share is a Puvungna song. So again, in our culture, this is where the creation of our people came. We came from the mud. So I'm going to sing it. Puvungna putuwa, 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 Puvungna.
What do you feel when you're sitting here?
A sense of peacefulness. I feel a sense of peacefulness, contentment, like no worries, you know, like actually I feel supported in a certain way. Like, you know, don't worry, everything's going to be okay. You know, you just do your part, that's all you have to do, you know. But a sense of well-being here.
There's a presence, you know, like in terms of all you have to worry about is not even worry.
Yeah.
Is what's happening right now.
And then a real familiarity. There's so many memories here. So many memories here. And, you know, so many people, you know, have, you know, the people who've been a part of all of the ceremonies, all of the things we've done here. You know.
When you reflect on your journey, maybe even of recent years, more specifically, what really stands out in terms of what what you've been advocating for this land?
The importance of it, and then community. You know, community. How we've come together here as community, and how we align. You know, like on our common goals, and all I can really say is the love that we feel for this place, the love that we feel for each other, and the love that we feel for, you know, the work that we're doing, the commitment to it.
The work's not easy, though.
Oh no, it's not.
I guess it takes love in order to.
Yeah.
It's not a pursuit of love. Then.
Yeah, but anything that's worthwhile isn't easy, right? You know.
The legal battle to protect Puvungna dates back to the 1990s, when Cal State Long Beach planned to build a shopping center on the sacred site and ancestral burial ground. 28 Native American people affiliated with the university sought to stop the construction and reached out to the Native American Heritage Commission for help. That commission, together with the ACLU and Center for Constitutional Law, filed a religious freedom lawsuit and were successful. However, it wasn't until 2021 when a formal settlement was finally reached for Puvungna to go into a conservation easement, with 12 of the 22 acres assigned to a land trust. The Friends of Puvungna, a nonprofit created to protect the sacred site, is working to become the stewards of the land trust for generations to come.
So the next group of people, we're going to make sure they know. We're going to make sure they feel it. And like, I do want to say, what happens, people come out here and we ask them, come help us, come help us. And then after a while, you know, the land touches them and they say, you know,
Right.
like, I can hardly wait to come out there. When I come out there, I feel good. I get filled up. I get, you know, like I forget my troubles. I forget how the bills are waiting for me, you know. And so when we bring people out here, they can feel the land, you know, they can feel the specialness of this place. And we're going to just keep doing that, you know, because what he says is true, and what all the older people who've been around, they know, you know, things change. You know, the agreements we have, sometimes we think that they're solid and, you know, they fall apart. And we know the nature of, we live in a capitalistic society, and they see their values are different. We see the green grass, they see green money, you know. We have a really committed group of people, and that's why we keep doing this. That's why we keep doing these events, because we can't do it by ourselves. We need the allies, we need the supports, we need funders, we need people that visionaries, you know. And it's not just for us. We're doing this for everyone.
The big